extend that idea and say that the entire universe is full of black holes. We are probably in a black hole. We are black holes. And basically everything is made of a relationship between this sort of infinite singularities and these distributed exchanges of vibration.
Well, as we talk about geometry and Nassim Haramein again, this is his explanation.
In general, we could define our society in two ways. We've got people that have a tendency to be very spiritual, and these people tend to think in terms of infinities, that infinite potential and all this stuff. And on the other hand, we have scientific people that tend to think in finite systems, closed systems that have very defined boundaries. And the two don't necessarily agree. And I think that at this point, this has to come together. And in a very simple way, I'm going to show you geometrically that infinities and finite systems are actually complementary. If we take the boundary of a circle and we define that as our finite space. Now that circle could be a sphere. And we divide that circle so that a triangle is formed in it. An equilateral triangle in this case. Now the universe is polarized. Everything in the universe seems to spin. So spin produces polarity. So we would have a reverse triangle at the same time. As soon as we do this, now we've created a new boundary condition at the next fractal level down, the next iteration down. Now notice that these new boundaries all are centered around a very specific center. That is, each of the boundary defines a very specific structure in space-time, a very specific coordinate in space-time. And so each of the boundary could be defined as a very specific set of information. Now I can continue to divide the space to produce new boundary conditions. Now I've got another iteration down and another set of information. Now I can continue to do this and create new boundaries again. And at this point, you can imagine that if I give this to my computer, it could zoom in, bring it back up, continue to divide the space, zoom in, bring it back up, continue to divide the space, and it could do this to infinity. However, I would never, ever, ever, ever exceed that first boundary I've produced for myself. So here,